Interesting little note at the University of Chicago to incoming students. Let's put it on the board. This is a note sent to incoming students. Our commitment to academic freedom means that we do not support so-called trigger warnings. We do not cancel invited speakers because their topics might prove controversial. And we do not condone the creation of intellectual safe spaces where individuals can retreat from ideas and perspectives at odds with their own. I have to say, this came across after what has been an odd few years of maybe over-campus reactions, as this was what I thought what college was supposed to be about.
A lot of research universities and elite schools that don't have the same problems that the public universities have of state legislatures are putting this out. There are guidelines on at most universities now. We're not canceling speeches, no matter how controversial or how offensive, and that gets back to the definitions that go all the way to the
Supreme Court. The purpose of going to college, I remember, sometimes
to have debate.
To have debate and have access to controversial.
Well, this was done because of a committee put together by Professor Jeffrey Stone. He's a big liberal, but also a First Amendment. I used his casebook teaching common law for years. Professor Stone is an adamant defender of open expression everywhere, and it's long overdue. And I'm not surprised the University of Chicago started it.
You know, Joy, somebody might say, you just talked about the meanness of the campaign before, right, and now you guys are praising open, but there is a difference. This is being done with intellectual heft to it.
Yeah, I mean, as the daughter of a college professor, I will say that there are a lot of, teachers in these colleges who are nervous about even kind of the lectures they give because there might be a reaction from a student that is, I think we've gone too far in the direction allowing intellectual debate and ideas that make you uncomfortable. I think as long as colleges are careful not to allow harassment, which in the internet age, to your point earlier, can also happen. So you have to balance the two.
One of the things I love when I go back to college campuses is there's a real protest movement. People are politically engaged. But I do agree. There's too much sensitivity sometimes to the deferring view. Everyone should be respected. But at the same time, when I was at Notre Dame, I loved when I heard someone from the far left versus the far right. Let's see the debates.
Yeah, no, I got to go to school, and literally one day I saw Jesse Jackson come to GW, the next day Newt Gingrich. And it was just great. And I went to both events, you know?
I mean, let's face it, Hillary Clinton started at Wellesley as a go-border Republican girl, and it was all of the tumult of the years and the people she came in contact with that changed her, and we all change.
This was stuffing envelopes for Eugene McCarthy.
Right. And this goes to the issue of diversity, which is, does ideology, should it be a part of a diversity conversation in newsrooms? And and in all sorts of places.
And one other thing about your comment about the '88 campaign, I covered it, Lee Atwater and what they did to Michael Dukakis with the helmet and all of the rest. I mean, it was a rough campaign, but it was pre-talk radio, pre-cable TV, really, and pre-internet. And the velocity of what's going back and forth, and the anonymity, as you were suggesting off camera, the meanness and the crudeness of this campaign, and the fact that you can get four Pinocchios, but it doesn't matter because we aren't trusted either.
Well, that's because everybody's listening to their own megaphones. All right, guys.